What is mediation impasse? In mediation, there's what we call impasse. An impasse refers to a deadlock or standstill where the parties are unable to reach an agreement despite ongoing discussions. This happens when progress and standstill due to strong disagreement, unwillingness by the parties to compromise, or a deeply rooted emotional or positional conflict. In other words, mediation impasse occurs when the parties in dispute involving reach a point where they cannot agree on a resolution, and it seems like it's impossible for them to discuss further. This kind of situation signals a deadlock or a stalemate where neither the side is willing to compromise. A deadlock represents a situation where the discussion have become in a stiff position and the parties are unable to move forward towards an agreement. And it makes like the mediation look like very difficult at the moment. And according to ADRO Times, they give out three types of impasse. They give a definition on three types of impasse. One of them, what is the three types of mediation impasse? One of them, according to ADRO Times, is procedural impasse. This occurs when both parties feel that the negotiation is being conducted in a way that makes the bargaining process unfair between the parties. And the second type of mediation impasse is emotional impasse. An emotional impasse occurs when one of the party feels like he's like there's an emotional roadblocks. He perceives a perceived slight that offend one of the parties, and it feels like there's a pride, there's a fake, like a fake pride in their position. There's emotional attachment to something. And there's a substantive impasse. The substantive impasse results from the situation of the agreement. This type of impasse helps identify where an impasse have originated and how they have been avoided or overcome. So it's very important. And when a mediation process have become standstill and the parties are unable to move forward, what are those common causes of impasse in mediation apart from the three major types? One of them is unrealistic expectation by one or both parties. A situation also where the parties don't trust each other in the mediation process. It's a common cause of impasse. Emotional tensions, unresolved past issues, power imbalance where the other party is more superior or feeling more superior or have higher position than the other, is affecting the mediation process. when one party or both parties are rigid with their position instead of focusing on their interest. It can cause an impasse, it can cause a mediation to be on a standstill, on a hold. Another thing that can cause an impasse is potential for failure. When parties sees mediation as a place where they cannot resolve, they believe that I have a bigger part to win when I go to the litigation. They are unwilling to compromise. So it's very important to make sure that a skilled mediator navigate this process and help parties to come out from this position. Remember, an impasse does not mean failure. It's often a natural part of mediation process. A skilled mediator sees it as a signal to shift strategies and help the parties move forward constructively. And how can a skilled mediator help parties manage this impasse that's come to hinder the mediation process? One of them is reframing the issues. The mediator can help parties explore issues from different perspectives, encourage parties to reconsider their position and focus more on interest. Identifying underlying interest can help parties come out from that stalemate position, that stagnant position, that stalemate position that is hindering them from moving forward. Shift the focus. Show them focus. Move them towards an area of agreement where they can explore alternative solutions to address the core concern. Reevaluate options. What are the best alternatives to this negotiated agreement already? Remember, impasse is not always permanent. It can be temporary setback, but with the right strategies, both parties can overcome it. And for the parties to come out of the stalemate, a mediator must remain neutral. And remember, in this process of where parties refuse to move forward, remember also mediation is voluntary. It remains voluntary because the party can decide to pull out or they can decide to continue the mediation process. When facing impasse in mediation, parties can decide to continue also or to end the process. So the mediator must make sure that he or she reframes, ask clarifying questions, reevaluate options, identify common interests to overcome this impasse. So remember, impasse it's not the total end to the mediation. It's just a roadblock. It's just a difficult situation that will be encountered in the mediation process. Like I said, it doesn't mean failure. It's often a natural part of mediation. The most important thing is bringing new options, breaking problem into smaller parts, help parties understand the consequences of not focusing on their interest, encourage small agreement to build momentum, explore sensitive issues in the private sessions, focus on interest instead of the rigid position of parties. Build trust. Let parties build trust by remaining neutral. Let mediation principle be your watchword so parties can come out from this unrealistic expectation. Because without compromise, especially in the bargaining aspect of it, they can't be able to come out from that stalemate that want to hinder them from the mediation process. So it's very important that you help parties to overcome this stalemate, because it could feel like the mediation has become so difficult. Take a break, let them cool off. Just remember that any emotion that is high in mediation they can also calm down when mediator use the right words and approach the mediation with a calm process and let the party also express themselves. Don't allow their own emotion in this particular stage of mediation to influence you in a way that you're being consumed by their own emotions as a mediator, because you're trying to resolve disputes between them. So it's also very important to know that it's a challenge when impasse arises, but just know the right tools to use and overcome them so the mediation can move forward.